Salam sejahtera and salam Malaysia Madani. Welcome to the news. Today we bring attention to a tragic case that shook the nation. The heartbreaking story of Zulfarhan Osman. He was a young naval cadet studying at University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia, UPNM, with a promising future ahead of him. But in 2017, his life was cut short in a horrific and senseless act of violence. Zulfarhan became the victim of brutal torture by his fellow cadets over a mere accusation involving a stolen laptop. Instead of following proper procedures or filing a report, they chose violence. He was burned with a steam iron, beaten repeatedly, and, worst of all, denied medical treatment. For several days, Zulfarhan suffered in silence. By the time he was brought to the hospital, it was too late. He died on June 1st, 2017, due to the severe injuries inflicted upon him. This devastating case not only left a deep scar on the heart of many Malaysians, but also raised a difficult question: could this have been prevented? And more specifically, how does this case connect to records management? At first glance, the two may seem unrelated. However, the failure to maintain proper documentation, to monitor cadet behavior, or to act on warning signs all highlights a critical flaw in the system. Record management, often seen as a simple administrative task, plays a vital role in maintaining discipline, tracking misconduct, and ensuring accountability in institutions like UPNM. Had there been an effective and transparent record management system, early red flags might have been noticed, and appropriate action could have been taken before it was too late.
Is an explanation about the importance of incident reporting based on the tragedy involving Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain, a UPNM naval cadet who died from abuse in 2017. Early detection and prevention of violence. If the abuse incident against the late Zulfarhan had been reported earlier, when the burn marks were starting to show, his life could have been saved. Early reporting allows authorities to take action before the situation gets worse. That means silence kills, reporting saves. Creating accountability. When an incident is officially reported, it requires an investigation to be conducted and the guilty party to be held accountable. In Zulfarhan's case, the delay in action and reporting caused the abuse to continue for several days. Students are often afraid to speak up for fear of retaliation and exclusion. A safe, anonymous, and easily accessible reporting system is essential to protect victims and whistleblowers. Promoting institution change. The case sparked public outrage and called for a zero tolerance for bullying policy to be introduced in university and higher education institutions. Reporting plays a key role in speaking reform, moral and legal requirements. This case demonstrates that with the early reporting and evidence, that process of justice undermined after several years, the perpetrators are finally sentenced to their due punishment. Lesson learned from the Zulfarhan Osman case. First, bullying and physical violence are not small matters. This case proves that bullying, which is often considered playful or internal discipline, can lead to death, which never normalize bullying or abuse even in the name of education, teaching, or senior tradition. Third, institutions need to have a zero-tolerance policy against bullying. The absence of effective bullying prevention system in university cause abuse to occur repeatedly without monitoring, which means educational institutions need to have confidential reporting system, dorm monitoring, and anti-bullying awareness training.
Don't act as your own judge. Zulfarhan has been accused of stealing a laptop, but the punishment was given by his own friend through torture, which means every accusation must be investigated by the authorities, not resolving through violence or the law itself. Use and empathy must be applied. More than 20 people witnessed Zulfarhan torture, but no one helped. This shows a failure to build empathy, moral courage, and human values. So, education is not just academic, but also need to build morality, manners, and social responsibility. Although it took years, the perpetrators were finally sentenced to a severe sentence by the court, which means justice may be slow, but it's sure. The law will not spare the guilty.
Assalamualaikum, my name is DANISH bin Rashidan. So, now let's dive in about a failure in documentation and oversight in Zulfarhan cases. Zulfarhan was brutally tortured by fellow cadet using a steam iron. He later sought a treatment at a private clinic, but no proper medical report, no referral, no red flag. Vital records were missing, and that absent later weakened the legal case. What's more alarming, over 30 students knew about the abuse. No one of them came forward. This is because a culture of fear, misplaced loyalty, or maybe just a silence to protect the guilty and fail the victim. There was no clear whistleblower protection and no one to turn to. The military University Pertahanan Awam Nasional Malaysia also failed. They missed the sign. He's injured, he's absent from training, he's deteriorating health, so many chances to help him, but all ignored. When the case went to the court, weak evidence and inconsistent documentation caused a delay. 6 cadets were first convicted of manslaughter, later their charges were upgraded to murder, then overturned by the federal court due to lack of solid proof. In the end, justice fell through the crack. A grieving family was left without answer, and public trust in our institution was deeply shaken. But Zulfarhan's story didn't end in the courtroom. It sparked urgent call for reform, mandatory injury reporting, stronger whistleblower system, and tighter monitoring of student welfare, especially in closed institutions. Because this wasn't just a tragedy, it was a failure.
Now let's look at how record and digital evidence play a role in a Zulfarhan Osman case. During the trial, medical records like the autopsy and hospital reports were very important. They show over 19 burn injuries and proven the causes of death, shock and organ failure. This record helped explain the abuse timeline clearly to the court. In many legal cases today, WhatsApp messages and social media chats are also used as a court evidence, but only if they are authentic and properly stored. Although not confirmed in this case, having a digital proof could have helped earlier interventions. This connects with what we learned in Chapter 7, social media archiving tools like AKIF, social and a pager phraser can automatically save posts, chat and comments along with a metadata like time and date. The chapter also introduced blockchain as a tool to protect a record integrity. It helps prove the record have not been changed, which is important in a court. In the end, this case showed that record management is not just about feeling, it's about protecting people, proving truth, and supporting justice. If digital reporting system or proper record management tool had been in place, maybe Zulfarhan's life could have been saved.
To prevent tragedies like Zulfarhan's, institutions must have proper system in place, and it starts with a secure and confidential incident reporting system. This system should allow students or cadets to report abuse, bullying, or any misconduct without fear of punishment or backlash. A culture of silence is dangerous. When students are afraid to speak up, abuse continues unnoticed. So, having a safe channel to report incident is not a luxury. It's a necessity. But just having a reporting system is not enough. Institutions also need clear escalation procedures. What happens after a report is made? Who handles it? How quickly should they respond? These are questions that must have clear answers. Without proper follow-up, reports might just sit in a file and nothing will change. That's why escalation procedures must be structured, fast, and handled by trained staff who know how to respond with urgency and care. Delays or neglect in these steps can be the difference between life and death. The third thing institutions must have is a strong record management policy.
especially for students' safety, health, and behavior. Every complaint, warning, or disciplinary case should be documented clearly. Why? Because these records help to detect patterns, for example, repeat bullying behavior before it becomes deadly. If no records are kept, no one noticed the warning signs. So overall, these three things, which are reporting system, escalation procedures, and strong record keeping, must be taken seriously. Record management is not just about organizing files, but it's about protecting students, enabling action, and saving lives.
One tragic and widely known case in Malaysia that revealed the importance of record management is the case of Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain, a naval cadet who died in 2017 after being tortured by his fellow student at the National Defence University of Malaysia, also known as UPNM. While this case was a criminal case, it also exposed several serious failures in record management. First, if proper student disciplinary records and incident reports had been documented and reviewed earlier, warning signs might have been identified and acted upon. Records such as complaints, medical visits, and student behavior log should be a part of a secure and searchable electronic document management system. The absence or mismanagement of such record can lead to a delayed response or complete inaction. Second, evidence used in court, including medical record, post-mortem reports, and digital communication, had to be accurately stored, preserved, and retrieved. This shows how important it is to have a reliable system for managing sensitive records, especially in a legal and institutional setting. Third, the case highlights the needs for clear audit trail and data access log. If UPNM had implemented a better system to track student behavior and external report, accountability could have been established earlier, potential and preventing the tragedy. In conclusion, the Zulfarhan case is not only a legal matter but also a lesson in the importance of having structured, secure, and responsive record management system. It reminds us that poor record management can have serious, even fatal, and
Zulfarhan's case is more than just a tragedy. It is a painful reminder that silence, negligence, and poor system can cost life. Record management is not just about keeping documents in folders or updating databases. It is a powerful tool to prevention, protection, and most importantly, justice. Accurate and timely record keeping allows institutions to act on complaints, track patterns of behavior, and make informed decisions. When those systems fail, so does the protection they are meant to offer. In Zulfarhan's case, the lack of proper documentation and delayed reporting contributed to a system failure, one that ultimately cost a young man his life. To ensure this never happens again, we need to strengthen our systems, value transparency, and understand the true purpose of records management. Because in the end, justice delayed is justice denied, and sometimes it's poor record keeping that causes the delay. That's all from us in the news. Thank you.